Hey sewing friends, so welcome to the Sewing Diaries. Now this is going to be my personal sewing journey on what I plan to make and wear in retirement. I'd mentioned in one of my last videos that I'm planning on retiring this summer, and a little bit of me is sort of apprehensive because pretty much the majority of the sewing that I've been doing the last couple years has been sewing for garments that I've been wearing to work. And there was a part of me that thought, am I still going to be able to sew, and what will I sew in retirement? Because, you know, my fear is that I'm going to fall into the old sweatpants and t-shirt routine, which is what I fell into when I was working remotely when we all came home at the beginning of the pandemic. So my goal is to really try and not let that happen again. Another concern I have is I really don't know what to sew or what to make, because I really don't know what my personal style is other than the really comfortable leggings and t-shirt or leggings and sweatshirt. So as an experiment, I thought I would try, well, let's copy a couple of other people's styles and sort of try one on. Let's try on so-and-so's style and see if it works for me. So there's two outfits that I'm actually working on. They're kind of similar. And the reason I chose this is because, one, I like the aesthetic of them, and it looked like a very good casual outfit that you could wear during the day when you really don't have anywhere specific to go, but you could also go out if something happened to come up, or if you were inclined to want to go out to lunch or to the stores or something. Another reason I chose these, in addition to liking the aesthetic, is that for the most part I had the fabric and the pattern sort of already in my stash. So I didn't have to invest more money buying a new pattern and buying new fabric to try on a style that it could be that I may not even like. So anyhow, the first look I'm going to show you is one by Wright. And I mentioned her in my last video that she is an ex-model. She's living in Paris. She's extremely stylish. I just love her look and her aesthetic. And the look that I chose is probably her most unattractive, dowdy look that I have seen her in. But then when I really looked at it, I thought, this is what real people look like wearing these types of clothes. And that's one thing that I like about her, is she's very much into being comfortable, but being herself. And I think it's a very realistic look and a very realistic picture. I think we all get kind of, used to, or maybe even fooled by the perfect Instagram photo. So I thought I would give this look a try. All I've got on this is the button-up shirt, which I've made here. It's a nice linen button-up shirt. I think the one Linda's wearing is cotton, but I think for summertime linen would be good. This is a lightweight linen. It's 3.5 ounces. I got it from fabrics-store.com, and the pattern is the Love Notions Aria. And you know, I'd made the Aria before the button-up, and I know I've gained some weight, and just looking at things, I thought, well, let's take my measurements again. So looking at my measurements and comparing it to the pattern, I was perfectly fitting into the extra large. I think before I made the size large, this one I made the extra large, and it fits just perfect. The only adjustments I made was that I did add a center back seam and did a 2-inch sway back adjustment, and then I also added a 1/2 inch length to the sleeves, which on hindsight I really didn't need. I should have gone just straight by those measurements. So I have the shirt made. Need to figure out the pants, the drawstring pants, and there are 3 that I'm going to make. I'm going to compare sort of the patterns and do the adjustments on them. And the 3 that I'm looking at is the Merchant Mills 101 trouser, the Helen's Closet Arden pants, and then also a pair of elastic waist pants that are part of my Sew Over It Summer Dreamin' ebook series. So that's outfit number 1, halfway done, working on the pants this weekend. Now, outfit number 2, I was watching Rainbow Plant Life on YouTube. It's a website that I watch. Excuse me. it's a channel that I watch pretty frequently because my daughter is vegan and they do have really great vegan recipes. And, you know, I like them. And then on one video that I was watching, I noticed Nisha, the woman in the video, was wearing this kind of orange eyelet dress with a chambray top tied. And a long time ago, I bought this kind of orange, let me show you, orange eyelet that is actually a double gauze. And when it arrived, I just had second thoughts thinking, why did I buy this? And I was quite disappointed how thick it was, because it is a double gauze versus, let's say, like a cotton or a, you know, something lighter weight. I just didn't see myself ever using this. So in looking at Nisha's picture, I could see that it was, you know, it almost looks like there's an eyelet to it. And then, of course, another chambray button-up, which I've been wanting to make a chambray button-up. So I am like 90% done on the dress. And the pattern that I chose was the Love Notions Aria. And again, I looked at my measurements, looked at the pattern, and said, okay, excuse me, not the Aria, the Rhapsody, the Love Notions Rhapsody, which I've made before. And so I looked at the measurements and took my measurements, and just like with the Aria, I said, hey, I'm going to go by exactly what the pattern would say, and it was an extra large. Actually, it was an extra large grading to a 2XL at the waist and the hips. So that's what I did. A couple of things that I noticed, because this is a thick fabric, the binding, I guess the bias binding around the front here is a little thick, but it's workable. But the pattern had said, oh, you can do French seams, and that's what I did. But wow, what it did was just made these really thick seams on the inside. When the fabric is thick, I mean, note to self, and this is something I need to file in the back, when the fabric is thick, French seams are probably not the best thing to do. So anywho, I made it up, got this far, and then I thought I'd give it a try on to see how it looked, and it is too big. You know, the Aria fits so perfect. I think the reason that this is a little bit bigger is because it is a double gauze, and we all know that that does tend to sort of grow, and it's a looser weave, although a linen is a loose weave. But I don't know, maybe because it's a button up and it, you know, it looks fine as maybe an oversized shirt. But the dress I did not like, and as you can see on this one, I've already marked off where I want to take it in. So I've basted it down, taking it probably from the size large to an extra large at the waist and hips, just as a quick, what's it going to look like? And I like it much better. So unfortunately, because, you know, I've already serged the skirt to the bodice, I'm going to have to undo that, take apart the skirt. I don't think I'm going to undo the French seams. I think that because I'm taking so much off, I'm just going to serge all the way down, and that'll be fine. And then, of course, the second half is a chambray button-up shirt. This fabric, I actually bought the whole bolt of is it Richard James or Raymond James fabric? It's just a lightweight chambray that I got at Joann's when it was going out of business, and so I got a pretty good deal on it, especially when you buy the whole bolt. So I think I will go ahead and make, I'm going to go ahead and make the button-up out of this. The Aria fits so nice. There's a part of me that says, okay, you know, this is what's going through my head. Part of me says, go ahead and make the Aria, because I had such a good experience making this one with the linen. But I don't know if I want to duplicate that. And then because I plan on wearing it tied, like I saw on the video, I thought, you know what, go ahead and just make a Helen's Closet Gilbert shirt. But I gave up on that because I don't really want a grown-on sleeve, and I don't want it short sleeve. So I think just for comparisons, because I haven't made one yet, is I'm going to use the Cashmerette Vernon top for my button-up. out of that, and then I'll be able to compare it to the Aria to see how I like it. Okay, so I'm halfway done on 2 different looks. As soon as I'm done, I'll go ahead and put them on and give you guys a twirl to see what you think of them, how I feel wearing them, and then maybe even wear them out to a specific place just to see how I feel wearing them out in public. So there you have it, episode 1 of the Sewing Diaries.